Now, hot streak continues for the New York Knicks, who are currently up 2-0 against the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals. We're going to talk about both teams in this video the same way that we recapped Game 1 a couple of days ago. But the New York Knicks, they're having a historical playoff run. They haven't lost a game since they were down 2-1 against the Atlanta Hawks in the first round. They completely destroyed the 76ers in the second round when they swept them. And the same for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals, even though Game 1 was very close. For 75% of the game, the Cavaliers had their game in the bag. But Jalen Brunson played out of his mind in the fourth quarter when he had 15 points. And from that point forward, it was the Mikal Bridges and Landry Shamet show in overtime. And they carried over that hot streak so far against San Antonio Spurs. Game 1 was a definition of a team that didn't have to go out there and play a Game 6 or a Game 7 compared to the San Antonio Spurs, who went to a Game 7 against the OKC Thunder in the Western Conference Finals. They went to a Game 6 with the Minnesota Timberwolves. So you could tell as the game went on, they were wearing down Wemby all the way through. And Karl-Anthony Towns so far has been the best player in this series. Looked phenomenal in Game 1 with his defense on Wemby and his offense in general. Karl-Anthony Towns was 7-15 from the field, but he had 18 points, was 0-2 from 3, but the 12 rebounds were clutch, and he had the 4 assists. I love seeing this new Karl-Anthony Towns. When they give him the basketball and they let him play make for himself and for others. We haven't seen Cat do this on a consistent basis in his career. The Timberwolves never asked for Karl to go out there and to be the point center. But here with the New York Knicks, you have Mike Brown, his first year as the head coach. He's tapped into that. Takes some of the playmaking responsibilities away from Jalen Brunson and the backcourt. And just go with Big Cat. And he's getting to the rim. He doesn't fear Wemby. And this is the first big man that Wemby has went against that has a three-point shot, that has a mid-range shot, and that can get to the rim. And he can get Wemby into foul trouble. But in Game 1, played phenomenal. I know that Jalen Brunson got a lot of love because of what he did in the fourth quarter. And I'll give it to him. But Cat was the best player on the court. And in Game 2, more of the same. It was a masterclass here for Cat. He had 21 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 of 12 from the field. Very efficient. And 3 of 5 from 3. That three-point shot is crucial because it gets Wemby out of the paint. And since it gets Wemby out of the paint, now guys can go to the rim like Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, OG, and Mikal Bridges. The big men that Wemby have went against so far has been Rudy Gobert, terrible offensive player. He went against Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein had his moments, but Isaiah Hartenstein is not an offensively skilled big man. More so defense, get the crucial rebounds offensively and defensively. Chet Holmgren, he put fear in that man. But Karl-Anthony Towns, he doesn't care. He feels like that this is his moment, and I'm with him. Go out there and be aggressive. It doesn't have to be Jalen Brunson every single quarter. Help out your team. So with him being aggressive, getting to the rim, not fearing Wemby, down low, it's working things out here. And this was a great game for Cat in Game 2. Jalen Brunson did not shoot well in this game. He really didn't shoot well in Game 1 either, but he was so crucial late in the fourth quarter. And that's been the thing here with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson may not go out there and be super efficient every single night, but everyone knows in the fourth quarter, he's one of the most clutch players in the NBA, hands down. In Game 1, he had 30 points, 12 of 31 from the field, terrible shooting split, 2 of 9 from 3, but he had 13 points in the fourth quarter. They'll get the job done. In Game 2, 20 points, 7 of 25 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3, and 4 of 5 at the free throw line. He missed a crucial free throw late in this game, and it gave the Knicks a 1-point lead. If he makes this free throw, it's a different ball game here. You still won this game. But if they would have lost this game, instead of talking about Wemby and how he cost San Antonio Spurs, everyone would have been saying, how did Jalen Brunson miss that free throw? He's a great free throw shooter in the regular season and the same in the postseason, but it happens. And the passing was very good today for Jalen Brunson. Had 6 assists, timely assists to the corner, 2 Landry Shamet, and the same with Mikal Bridges and OG. And he had 5 steals. Now, a lot of people get on Jalen Brunson and say that he's not a good defender, and he isn't, but he's a willing defender. Get into the passing lane and get the basketball back for your team. But those are the 2 impactful players offensively. Mikal Bridges, let me give him his flowers also. 20 points in this game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 8 of 13 from the field, 4 of 6 from 3. There was a time here in the third quarter, no Karl-Anthony Towns, no Jalen Brunson, no Josh Hart. Some of the guys are in foul trouble, like Karl-Anthony Towns had 4 fouls in this game, and that's one of the negatives in Cat's game. He'll just get a bunch of dumb fouls. He has a bad whistle because 2 of the fouls in this game, in my opinion, were not fouls, and the officiating was terrible with both sides here. Tony Brothers, he needs to retire. He's a terrible NBA referee. But it was a stretch. You're missing 3 of your starting players. And it was a lineup with Mikal Bridges. You had OG on the court, Deuce McBride, and Landry Shamet. Every single play for like 3 minutes straight, Mikal Bridges getting to the mid-range. He's killing the San Antonio Spurs. And you're getting constant ball movement with Landry Shamet, Deuce McBride, OG, and Mikal Bridges. And they're putting up good offensive numbers without Cat and Jalen Brunson. You're playing a dangerous game here if you are the San Antonio Spurs. So they're able to keep their head above water in the third quarter, entering the fourth quarter. But Mikal Bridges, he was huge defensively and offensively. And all the people that were saying they gave up too much to bring in Mikal Bridges, that was a terrible trade. You're not saying that now because he has given the backcourt hell with the San Antonio Spurs, and he's playing very good defense on their wings. OG, I love OG's game and what he's become in his career. This great defender, very good three-point shooter, can get to the rim, can get you into foul trouble. He has 17 points. He played his role very well. Josh Hart did not shoot well in game 1. Josh Hart in game 1, you wanted to pull him off the court, but he came up with so many rebounds. He had 13 rebounds in game 1. And he's one of the best rebounding guards in the NBA. 0 points in this game, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But he did have 5 fouls. Josh Hart has to shoot better in game 3 and game 4. Because what's going to happen, they will put Wemby on Josh Hart. And they're going to say if Josh Hart cannot knock down his threes, and he was great at this against the Cavaliers, had a very good three-point shooting split against the 76ers, they will put Wemby on him. And then he can just roam around. He's willing to take those threes, but he has to be able to go out there and bank in those threes. You won this game on a terrible shooting night from your backcourt when it comes down to Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. That's a major plus for the Knicks. You were up by 14 at a point in time in this game. So sweeping the San Antonio Spurs, it's a possibility here. That's not far-fetched. Landry Shamet, he's going to play his way out of New York. Not in a bad way, but in a great way. He's going to get a massive contract this offseason. 13 points in this game, 3 of 7 from 3, 5 of 12 from the field. When they needed those big-time threes, he stepped up. And this has been the case here with Landry Shamet against the Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. Wide open in the corner. Bang, every single time. Terrific three-point shooter. Phenomenal. Deuce McBride, more of the same. Mitchell Robinson only played in 14 minutes. He's still dealing with the hand injury, but he has 7 points and 3 rebounds. Here's the thing here with Mitchell Robinson. He was 3 for 6 at the free throw line. He's a terrible free throw shooter. I mean, horrendous at the free throw line. This is a great night for him. And you didn't need to play him that much because of the great defense that Karl-Anthony Towns is playing on Wemby. So as a group effort, this is great for the New York Knicks. Could have been cleaner, for sure. But you're going back home and you're up 2-0. That is phenomenal. Shout out to Mike Brown for getting the New York Knicks in this situation. And I will say this about New York. The Knicks win the championship, they're going to turn New York into Gotham City. It is going to be bad. In a good way. They're going to celebrate. Haven't been this far since 1999. So the Knicks in the driver's seat right now. You win game 3, you're up 3-0. Phenomenal situation. You can basically wrap up this series. For the San Antonio Spurs, this sucks because you found a way to come back in this game. You were down 56-52 going into half. Not bad, only a 4-point lead. But that third quarter hurt you because you were down by 14 points. De'Aaron Fox got a lot of flack for how he performed in game 1. And I said this in that video. Do not bench De'Aaron Fox. I am a huge fan of his game. I know that the shooting splits have been terrible, but he's still dealing with his ankle injury. He has 7 points in game 1, 3 of 13 from the field, 0 for 4 from 3. But the way that he's able to slow the game down, he's able to go out there and kill drives. If a team is on a 10-0 run, here comes De'Aaron Fox, timely three, get to the rim, and one. He had two beautiful and ones in this game. So he went from having 7 points in game one. In game two, he woke up. 20 points, 8 of 12 from the field, 2 of 2 from the three-point line, and he was 2 of 2 at the free throw line. And he played great defense on Jalen Brunson. De'Aaron Fox stepped up. He was not the reason why they lost this game. And primarily, you want him to have the basketball in his hands late in the game to help structure this offense and to help them get going in transition. Because what I'm about to speak on here in the next couple of seconds, this should never happen, but Wemby is still young in his career. Wemby had a better game two than he had in game one, because game one, he did not shoot well. He had 26 points. He was 6 of 21 from the field, 2 of 9 from three. But it was 12 of 13 at the free throw line, 12 rebounds. And he had 3 blocks. As Wemby, he's going to have a bunch of blocks in the game. This game was better. 29 points, 11 of 21 from the field, 2 of 6 from three, 5 of 8 at the free throw line. Only 9 rebounds, but he did have 4 blocks. So play late in the fourth quarter. They're getting back into it. Wemby goes out there, hits this beautiful layup and one. Hits the free throw. Jalen Brunson trying to score on Wemby because he doesn't fear Wemby. That's the New York mentality. He misses the mid-range shot. Wemby played great defense. He gets the rebound, throws the basketball up the court to Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle has his back turned. He's not paying attention. And this is why you want a veteran guard to have the ball in their hands at this time. It hits him in the back. Stephon Castle turns around. Who is there to get the basketball? Jalen Brunson. And Wemby fouled Brunson. It was a terrible play for Wemby, and I hate this for him because he played phenomenal in the second half. Phenomenal defensively and phenomenal offensively. But they lose this series. They're going to look at this play, and a lot of people are going to blame Wemby, and they're going to say this is why the San Antonio Spurs lost this series, because they had a chance to be tied right now 1-1. These type of plays just happen. I know the popular thing right now is to come on here, dunk on Wemby and say he choked. It was a bad play. It was a bad play. But he is so young in his career. But I also look at it from the standpoint. If the San Antonio Spurs were able to go out there and take care of business and not have this game this close in this situation, they would have never been here to begin with. Not to excuse the turnover with Wemby. But sometimes it's not always just one play. You don't want it to come down to this one situation here with Wemby getting the basketball to Stephon Castle with his back turned. But Wemby played better in game two. It's just unfortunate that it came down to this play late in the fourth quarter. I really hate this for him. Devin Vassell did shoot better. 14 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of 9 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. I also want to speak on this. Physical game. They're being very physical with Jalen Brunson in the open court. And vice versa. When they realize that they're going to go out there and trap Jalen Brunson, double team him, and bully him around, immediately you see Mikal Bridges and OG. We're going to give you a taster of the same medicine. Let's press up on De'Aaron Fox, and the same with Devin Vassell and Stephon Castle. I love the physical basketball. It's a throwback, but some of the plays in this game were fouls, and some of the other plays were not fouls in this game. It's inconsistent officiating, and that falls on Tony Brothers. Every series he's been in so far, it has been terrible refereeing. And I'm not a fan of either team here. I'm just calling it down the middle. But that man's a terrible ref. He would call a foul. Another referee would say it's not a foul. Let's go back and play. You're messing up the flow of the game here. They're reviewing plays that shouldn't be reviewed. It was an easy goaltend with Karl-Anthony Towns. You could clearly see it immediately. They go and they review it. You didn't need to review it. You're hurting the flow of the game here. But Devin Vassell did play better. Julian Champagnie, I was disappointed. In game one, he had a heater in the first half. First and second quarter, this man was phenomenal. He finished the game with 16 points, 5 of 10 from 3. In this game, he played fine from 3, 2 of 5 from 3, only had 8 points. You need to see more out of him. You need to give him the basketball more. I mentioned De'Aaron Fox. Stephon Castle did not shoot well. Back-to-back games here. He has not shot well in this series. They need him to wake up. And Dylan Harper continues to be that game changer coming off the bench. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 of 12 from the field. And he was able to get to the free throw line 4 times. Like that for him. And it also came down to this. The turnovers with the Spurs, 16. The offensive rebounds. The Knicks had 10. San Antonio had 5. Wemby 7'4". I don't care how aggressive they're being down low. You can't let them crush on the boards like that on the offensive end. They're getting multiple opportunities now. Steals, 11 for the Knicks, 7 for the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, you did have one technical foul in this game. It was a situation to where you had Josh Hart basically just lose his damn mind, and he grabbed the foot of the defender for the San Antonio Spurs. That was upgraded to a flagrant 1, and it should have been. Referees got something right in this series so far. But, just put it lightly, Spurs not in a good situation. Down 2-0. Knicks in the driver's seat. And it seems like they're going to go out there and sweep this team. And I had the San Antonio Spurs winning game 2. Had the Knicks win this series in 7 games. But we'll see what happens. I counted out the San Antonio Spurs once before when they went against the OKC Thunder. Look at how that turned out. But this is a great series so far. Back-to-back games here have been thrillers down the stretch. I know the fans left game 1 early, but that was still a close game, even though the San Antonio Spurs lost by 10 points. But let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about this series so far? And who do you have winning the series? The Knicks, or do you believe that the San Antonio Spurs can come back? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, I want each and every last one of you guys to stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for the video, guys. God bless. Peace.